Matters. This is Shanika McNeil, the Deputy City Clerk. This meeting is being held with a quorum of City of Westlake Education and Youth Advisory Board members physically in attendance at the Westlake Council Chambers, 4005 Seminole Pratt Whitney Road. Board members Julie Acevedo, Chair Jennifer Bermudez, Lisa Liriano, Vice Chair Robin Medvets are present physically. Wesley Lawson provided previous notice that he would not be in attendance. Board Liaison, Councilwoman Katrina Long Robinson will be present via Communications Media Technology. Councilwoman Long Robinson, are you here and able to speak?
Yes, I am here and able to hear and speak.
Staff members physically in attendance, Deputy City Clerk Jamaica McNeil. Allow me to confirm any applicants attending via Communications Media Technology. Applicant Jessica Bryant, are you here and able to speak?
Yeah, I am here.
Applicant Lindsay Ogden provided previous notice that she was unable to attend. Applicant Thomas J. Karabowski, are you here and able to speak?
I'm here and able to speak.
Public comment may be accepted at least 24 hours prior to the meeting, utilizing the electronic comment card available on the city's website. Public comments are also permitted at the appropriate time during the meeting. The chair will call for such during public comment, and you may participate at this time utilizing the system's virtual hand feature and waiting to be acknowledged if you wish to comment. Thank you, Chair.
Good evening. This is a meeting of the Education and Youth Advisory Board. Today is April 22nd, 2021. I would like to call this meeting to order at 6:32 p.m.
One moment, Chair. Are you ready to be? Please note the meeting is being recorded, both voice and video, and to remember your mic may be live. I will mute any microphones that carry any feedback or interruptions. However, you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. Any person in the virtual meeting causing a disruption or being inappropriate will be removed from the meeting. If I may also remind those physically in attendance, please project your voice so that the virtual audience and a clear recording of the meeting is produced. Thank you. Board Chair.
Deputy City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call. Board Member Julie Acevedo.
Present.
Board Member Lisa Liriano.
Present.
Chair Jennifer Bermudez.
Present.
Vice Chair Robin Medvets. We have a quorum.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that call to order? Over that call to order. You already called to order? Okay.
Approval of the agenda?
Call to order.
Oh, that was, oh, I did that. Oh, yes. I'm like, what? Yeah, I did that, sorry. 6:32 p.m. All right, so next order of business, we have the approval of the agenda. Does the board have any additions or deletions of the agenda? If none, may I have the motion to approve the agenda as it is presented today?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion made by Board Member Liriano, second by Vice Chair Medvets to approve the March 11th, 2021 Education and Youth Advisory Board meeting minutes. Roll call. Board Member Liriano,
Yes.
Chair Jennifer Benitez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Robin Medved,
Yes.
Board Member Acevedo.
Yes.
Motion carries.
So next order of business is public comments. The board will entertain any comments from the public. This section of the agenda allows for comments from the public to address the board. Each speaker will be given a total of 3 minutes to comment. Please address the board from the podium or virtually. And prior to addressing the board, state your name and address for the record. Deputy City Clerk, have you received any previous comment cards?
No previous comment cards were accepted. However, I will give the virtual audience a moment to raise their virtual hand or unmute their device, stating their name and address. If you are a caller that has been muted, you may press *6 to speak. Please state your name and address. If you wish to make a comment, raise your virtual hand or unmute your device by pressing *6 and state your name and address. Chair, I see no virtual hands.
Okay, so the next order of business is the approval of minutes. We have presented to us the draft of the minutes from March 11th, 2021. May I have a motion and a second to approve minutes?
You already did the. Yes.
So there being no unfinished business, moving on to the next item, new business. So the next item on the agenda is selecting a student youth representative. We have 3 applications before the board from Seminole Ridge High School. The applicants are attending virtually and able to speak. The floor is open. Our first applicant is Jessica Bryant.
Chair, the presentations were after the approval of the minutes. Flip it over because they're on front and back. Look at the other sheet to make sure. So it was the approval of the agenda should have been first, public comment.
And then came back to approval of minutes here.
Just one moment. Approval of the minutes. Okay. Do the presentations.
Okay, so we'll just have this Jessica Bryant go first and do her presentation for her.
But it should have been the presentations from the items A, which would have been the school update, but Principal McLeland is unable to attend
Oh, I'm so sorry.
that
I
portion.
apologize. Yeah, so the school, it would be a school updated overview from Osceola Creek Middle.
But the Principal McLeland, he is unable to attend tonight's meeting, but he looks forward to attending future
Gotcha.
meetings.
Right, so then we have Ms. Councilwoman Victoria Robinson. I apologize.
Good evening. I promise I will not be before you long. Good evening, board chair and other board members. Just a couple of updates that I wanted to inform you of as it relates to education with the city of Westlake. As each of you know, Christ Fellowship purchased land in the city of Westlake, and prior to COVID, they agreed to allowing a partnership. Weiss Construction are the prime developers on this project. They have agreed to allowing our students, the students attending Seminole Ridge High School, since they have the construction academy, to help construct that project. And so just to kind of give you an update, I have circled back with them, and they're going to put something in writing. So when you have Dr. Campbell come, I would like for us to, or have an opportunity for this board or myself, either one, present them with that letter in writing that his students, we will have a partnership with Weiss Construction on the development of Christ Fellowship coming to Westlake. Another update is this month in education, April is for authors. Myself, as well as Commissioner Christina Lambert in the city of West Palm Beach, Commissioner Kashamba Miller Anderson in the city of Riviera Beach, have all education backgrounds. We have partnered to do a virtual book tour. And what that is we have local authors of children's books who will read their book virtually, and we will be providing these videos to schools in the areas in which we serve. So mine will be District 6. It is for our K through 2 learners. One of the authors by the name of Christine Platt has been highlighted on with Obama during his book tour, as well as she's very well known. She's going to be donating so many books that we will be able to gift students with, as well as some of these books we will be able to get in our library on Orange Boulevard, Orange Avenue, I believe it is, at our Palm Beach County Library on the Acreage branch. So that is being worked on. We have a partnership with Dream Book Tour, the Cultural Council for Palm Beach County, and the Education Foundation has agreed to work with us on that. If you would like, this past legislative session will be over in a couple of weeks. And if you would like, of course, the board can talk about it. I'll be jumping off the call. But if you would like for Attorney Gilbert to come back to talk about what legislative bills passed as it relates to education, we can have her come back and identify which one of those bills did actually pass, as well as if you would like her to present on the modifications to some of the bills for our civics, our middle schoolers. I know they were working on some action plans for that, so if this group would like that. Also, as we get ready to come to the end of the school year, I'm going to be working to do pop-up food trucks at some of our surrounding schools for our teachers and students. If this board would like to identify what schools in the area you'd like me to make sure we hit first or what have you, I welcome that. I welcome you to do that. Last but not least, I ask or encourage all of us to join Ms. Andrews. I'm not sure if she's on, but Palm Beach County School District is having their virtual listening session, strategic session, since it's coming up on the 5-year strategic plan. And as each of you know, I'm sure Westlake may make that conversation, or may be in there because of how we're growing within the city. So I would implore everyone to kind of try to listen in on that session, April 28th. It'll be virtual. I believe it has been sent out to constituents, and I'm sure Zoe has it on the website, so you can register via Eventbrite. And so that is all I have. And thank you, and I look forward to working with each of you.
Thank you. Okay. There being no unfinished business, and moving on to the next new item, new business. Next item on the agenda is selecting student youth representative. We have 3 applicants before the board from Seminole Ridge High School. The applicants are attending virtually and are able to speak. The floor is open. Our first applicant is Jessica Bryant.
Jessica, if you can, please hit *6 to unmute your mic.
Hi, sorry, my computer was glitching.
Are you able to hear? I think she got knocked off. Oh no, she's still there.
Chair, this is Zoe Burgess, City Clerk. At this time, what we would like probably the board to do is probably if you had any questions for the applicant, or if the applicant is able to unmute their device to tell a little bit about their school, their studies, maybe elaborate more on their application.
Ms. Jessica Bryan?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
can.
can.
Okay, sorry, my computer was glitching.
Can you tell us a little something about yourself?
So I'm currently in SGA, student government at my school. I was just recently elected to be the recording secretary for next year. I'm also involved in 2 other clubs. Those would be the Go Green Club at our school. So we do a bunch of beach cleanups or cleanups around campus. And I'm also in the Women's Empowerment Club, where we just kind of all meet together and just talk about issues that women face in the world. And I'm currently taking some ACE classes along with a bunch of honors classes.
If the board has any questions at this time, you can
Do you have
ask.
any
Jessica.
questions for her?
I have a question, Ms. Jessica. This is Lisa Lariano. Why would you like to be our Education and Youth Student Advisory Representative?
I would like to be the representative because with being an SGA, I can gather a bunch of information from not just what I'm thinking, but also what the rest of my SGA members are also thinking that we can improve with our school and stuff like that. And so I just feel like I could get a bunch of ideas back to you guys, as well as whatever you guys have to say, I could bring it back to my school as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on the board for questions for her? Okay, we can move on to our next applicant. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessica.
Is Lindsay Austin, but she is not here today.
Yeah, she provided notice that she was unable to attend, but the board does have her packet information and resume before you if you want to look over it. Yes.
She's also an SGA
Mm-hmm.
in the Green Club, and she plays sports too.
I guess this is a question I want to ask both students. I can start with Jessica and then Thomas. What can they offer younger students that are in lower grades? I guess what we're looking for are student leaders that they obviously both shine in the community, helping in the community, and doing things in their school, extracurricular, sports, and such. But if other students needed their help and their guidance, what can they offer other students that it's not just sports or leading in the community? What can they offer other students, perhaps newcomers to the school, newcomers to the country? Well, let's start with you, Jessica. What do you think you can offer a new student in your school as a young leader?
So what I could offer a new student at my school would definitely be a tour around our campus, kind of just showing them around, introducing them to new clubs, to new sports. I would definitely encourage them to join SGA because student government has really pulled me out of my shell, and it would be a great opportunity for them to meet new people and make new friends, along with joining clubs. Like I would highly encourage that to them. And again, I would just show them around the campus because we have a pretty large campus and there's a very big variety of things to do around there.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. And when we come around to Thomas, that's going to be the same question. So you have the heads up, Thomas. Yes.
And just make sure you ask the same questions for each applicant.
Right.
So,
Then for Lindsay, do we need more time to look over her application or can we move on to the next applicant?
I guess we can.
Our third presentation, or our third applicant is Thomas Karbowski. Thomas, again, the floor is yours. If you could tell us a little something about yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for allowing me to speak to you again. I appreciate the others here who are willing to help our city, and I hope they will continue to be involved regardless of who is selected to serve the committee. For anyone who was not here last time, my name is Thomas Karbowski. I'm a 16-year-old resident of the city of Westlake and a sophomore at Seminole Ridge High School. I have watched the city grow and change since I moved into it 2 years ago. At the school, I play both varsity and JV football, where I am a co-captain. Just this weekend, I was recognized for having one of the top 3-point averages on the team. I was recently inducted into the National Honor Society, and I was named a Ben Carson Scholarship this year, just to name a few recent college accomplishments that I am proud of. As I mentioned, I am a resident of the first community in the city. I feel I'm the best choice to serve the advisory board. I have volunteered in the hammock for the school supply and book drives. I volunteered for this year's turkey trot, and just a couple of weeks ago, I was the Easter bunny at the spring event. I feel I have great qualities that make me the best choice to serve on the advisory board. I have excellent ideas such as the scholarship fund for residents, and I am a good communicator. I also want to see our city be a great place for children, teens, families, and schools. I hope that you will select me to be part of the board and part of the work you are doing for Westlake.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank
Lisa, you want to start?
Okay, so I guess I will ask you the same question. Why, but you kind of just told us, but maybe you just give a little summary right here. Why do you want to serve on the Education and Youth Advisory Board?
Well, as I said, I have been here for 2 years now, and it definitely has grown a lot. And so I sort of feel I have that insider view for actually being inside the city. And I have like just a couple ideas that I feel like that would benefit not only the younger kids, as I mentioned, they were doing like, the Easter Bunny and events for the younger children. But even though the teens make up a smaller proportion of Westlake, I do believe that there should be events and gatherings that include all the age groups in Westlake.
Thank you.
And I think we covered some of the other questions when we initially spoke.
Yeah, you kind of covered all of our
Yeah.
questions. And just speaking about the younger ones behind you, you kind of mentioned the younger kids, and yes, Westlake, I do notice that they don't really have a teen scene. You're absolutely right. So getting ideas and gathering ideas for the older, younger group is great. So I would love to see or hear more about those ideas that you have for them. So good, thank you.
And I have one other thing. As you mentioned with the younger grades, I had an idea that, there are all these, bright kids in the school right now at Seminole Ridge. And maybe there could be some sort of tutoring thing between some of the high school students and help out some of those younger kids.
Like an after school homework or lunch type of thing.
Like a peer
Yes.
buddy, big
Like
brother, big sister type of.
yeah, that sounds good. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
And you're currently completing the 10th grade, right? You said?
I am currently in 10th grade, yes.
What grade was her?
She was also completing the 10th grade, yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, that's nice that you're both in 10th grade because then it offers us some time.
Yes,
with
2 years,
the
yeah.
students, and getting to know whoever it is that we choose today.
Yes. Okay.
So based on the applicants that you have before you, you guys can do a vote. I can pull up a tally sheet and we can go down the line to make the motion, who you want to select as far as, you know, your number one, number two, and number three choice. And then based on the highest number or the one that has ranked number one, then you guys can make the motion to who you want to represent the students.
Okay.
And I do want to express something, that I did teach. One of the applicants was one of my former students years ago. Fourth grade. So I don't know if that is a conflict, but, I could just say that I do believe while we're, you know, while we're making or voting for whoever it is that, you know, represents our community, I do think that's one of the things that we might want to consider is someone that lives within our community, that is able to represent our community because they have a different insight than maybe somebody that isn't, you know, in Westlake. So that's just my piece.
Mhm.
So nobody has any, just one moment, let me bring up the,
Well, I want to thank both of you for stepping up and speaking to us. I know that sometimes that can be nerve-wracking, but you both did a fantastic job. So kudos to you guys. Good job.
Very well spoken, both of you. That was really nice.
Yes, good job.
so before you, on the screen, we have a list of the three applicants. And what I'll do is go down the roll, and then you can tell me which order you rank the applicants in. And then at the end, we can see who is your number one, number two, number three choice. So for Chair Bermudez,
2,
okay,
1,
Board Member Lisa Vito,
2, 1, 3,
Board Member Liriano,
2, 1, and 3.
and that you were gonna mention.
Yeah, I am the current teacher for all three students and all three candidates, so I wish I was going to voting.
Kudos to all of them.
yeah.
It was a great job.
So based on the board selection, it looks like you guys have chosen Thomas Karabowski to be the student youth representative for the Education and Youth Advisory Board.
I do want to thank everyone for applying though, because I know it's not easy to sit in front of a panel and have us kind of rank you right here, because we did that as well. And just to Jessica, keep up your work with the Women's Empowerment Group. We need that, and keep it going for us. And thank you for applying.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And one more thing, Chair, you would need to make a motion in a second.
Yes,
to
yes,
approve.
ma'am. If I could have a motion. Approve Mr. Thomas Karbowski.
Motion to approve Thomas. I don't want to butcher that last name. Thomas K.
Karbowski.
Karbowski.
Okay, Karbowski.
I didn't hear the second, I'm sorry.
I second the motion.
So I have a motion made by Board Member Acevedo to select Thomas J. Karabowski as the youth representative, second by Board Member Liriano. Roll call. Chair Bermudez,
Yes.
Board Member Julie Acevedo,
Yes.
Board Member Lisa Liriano.
Yes.
Motion carries.
So the next item on the agenda are board member comments, reports, and updates. Does anyone on the board wish to speak?
Chair, I wanted to bring to your attention that you do need to determine the next Education and Youth Advisory Board meeting dates. I have before me the proposal for the Palm Beach County School Board calendar 2021-2022 school year. Based on the actual ordinance for the board, it is required that you guys at least hold quarterly meetings. So we would need to determine if you guys want to continue at the end of the month on Thursdays, either at 6 p.m. or 6:30, or if you wanted to do a Wednesday at 6 or 6:30. You guys would need to let me know how you want to move going forward in regards to scheduling meetings.
So we're getting closer to the end of the year now. So I'm thinking, what if we met quarterly for the next time, which would put us at, like, I think right before the beginning of the school year. And it might get us, to define it by my thinking, it might give us an opportunity to get out into the community and maybe see some of the things that our community wants, or some of the needs that are out there, and then maybe organize some presentations and some speakers, maybe even some of the principals in the community to be able to come and present before school year starts, and just kind of give a brief overview of what the year of the expectations look like. That it might give us some time to gather more for a meeting.
That's fine. And also before you is a memo. I took the initiative to see what the area education youth and advisory boards are doing in the area. So I have a list of those initiatives. That way, when we determine the dates, these are some of the things that we can have placed on the agenda. I know you mentioned speakers to provide updates. So you'll just have to let me know what you want on the next agenda. But I have before you that memo so you can see what some of the area boards are doing, what they've taken the initiative to do over the past year. And then also it lists their meeting dates, but like I said, based on our ordinance, you're required to meet at least quarterly. So if you want to, provide a date, like I said, it can be either on a Wednesday or Thursday. You can do 6 or 6:30, but you guys would have to let me know what would be best for you.
July 29th.
I won't be here July 29th. Oh, but I don't have to be.
But you can maybe, I'm thinking, because we start pretty early, so this year we start on the 10th. The
Yeah.
teachers, the students start on the
The
10th.
teachers start on the 4th.
Yeah, so then we go back on the 4th, maybe even before the 29th. But I just don't, I think principals work on.
Yeah, they're gonna be real busy.
Yeah.
Because we work all year, and then we have, our summer school ends July 22nd.
Oh, gosh.
So that week of the 26th to the 29th is probably the only time that they're gonna be able to take vacation if they're
Right.
able to.
So then that might not be a good time.
Right.
We could do even, maybe one of the first 2 weeks of school once everyone gets the ball rolling and there's some information, unless anyone has.
That's gonna be tough.
Or would you guys be able to do like a week in July, maybe that Wednesday or Thursday or that following week? Would that work for you all?
I think it's more so for like our administrators, but I guess it would probably be better to meet earlier in July than it would be kind of in the
Later,
beginning of August
yeah.
and get more doable.
Yes.
So you have to let me know, do you want to meet Wednesdays, Thursdays, or 6 p.m. or is the 6:30 time fine for you guys?
6:30 seems fine on Thursday for me, but what about everybody else?
Ms. Bermudez, I'm not sure what week you're looking at, but I can tell you almost all of the administrators in the district take July 4th week off as their travel week.
Please state your name and be recognized by the chair.
Darlene Karbowski, 5948 Buttonbush Drive.
And so that was.
Chair.
Chair, you have to grant her to speak.
I'm sorry, you may speak. Go ahead.
I already spoke. I'm sorry. I got a little anxious there. No, I was just saying that almost all of the principals and administrators in the area take that July 4th week off. I don't have a calendar in front of me, but if you're talking early July, you may have a hard time getting them to do the reports you're interested in.
So do they take like July 1st falls on a Thursday, and then July 5th falls on and it says holidays falls on a Monday. So do you take the whole Monday and the rest of the week, or do you take the 1st, which is on a Thursday, the week prior?
I'm not sure. I can grab a school calendar and see which days recognized as the holiday, but they usually try to back their days off as whatever dates recognized as the July 4th holiday.
The 5th, Monday the 5th.
So then they would probably take that week after off.
Okay, so then we can do it on the 1st.
Are you okay with that?
Yes,
On the 1st?
30, I think would work.
First, 6:30, okay.
And then if there are some items that we would like to discuss, is that something that we could talk about now or later?
If you want to talk about them now, or if you want some time to think about it, you can always send me over an email,
Okay,
and then we can add them over to the agenda to see, once we see what everybody is deciding that they want to have on the actual agenda. So if you want to discuss that now for the July meeting, or if you want to wait to,
I just have one thing because it keeps coming up and I know we talked about it already, but it's zoning. Just in the community, there's a lot of just discussion about where kids are going, where they're not going, what schools are zoned out of, the community is getting bigger, and that some now, you know, residents that are moving into like the groves, or that will be moving in there soon. There's a question and there's a lot of misinformation. So I think I would like first that to happen at the next meeting.
so you want for zoning to be placed on the agenda so you can find out what schools, what the students, which schools they'll be attending in the.
What
area.
addresses fall
What
into?
addresses?
Yes, and then long term, I think that's what there's like, is it, yeah, they have lots of questions, so it might be best to have, I don't remember who it was that came out to one of the city council meetings,
I
but
think it was
just,
Mr. Links for the school board,
yes,
Palm Beach County
yes,
School Board.
yes.
So what I can do is reach out to Mr. Links to see if he can provide updated information regarding
Yes.
the zoning changes, if there have been any that will take place for the city of Westlake, and provide that information back to the board.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
and
We
then,
want
Projections for the future too.
Pro-
Yes.
Projections
Yes.
for the
Yes.
future. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I have. Do we have any other comments or reports or updates?
And I just wanted to clarify, so the next meeting is going to be held Thursday, July the 1st at 6:30.
I wonder, I'm just double thinking now, because if July 4th is
For some people may.
maybe,
We don't have
Thursday.
work Friday. The district's closed Friday,
Yeah.
so that might be the start of the vacation.
right,
there.
'cause some people might say, you know, I'm leaving Thursday to
I was
whatever.
thinking Mid-July would probably like the 15th or the 22nd, but that's just because I know that most of my principals are ready for their plans for the next year and able to speak on them probably around that date.
I'm just thinking, is that wise, right? Because just regular people that are, you know, not in schools or not working.
And are they gonna be more, I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
is it gonna be easier, or are they gonna be as flexible during that time?
Right,
Or will
because-
they have time off? What if we met in June, I don't think June is too early, I mean, that'll be the wrap up of the end, like, it'll be the end of the year, I mean, we finished pretty late this year. But then,
But
I know that summer school starts like.
I mean, or July 15th, can we do it?
I'm totally.
What do you think? I think it's less of a conflict, right? For
Then they'll be
everyone?
back, at least we know they'll be back from their vacation.
Right, right. It's less of a conflict if we put it there.
So July 15th at 6:30 for the next
Mhm.
meeting.
Yeah, sorry, it just,
No, that's okay.
I think it's
That is okay.
better for everyone.
And we want people to interview us so we can.
Right.
be here and participate, so.
So I have the next Education and Youth Advisory Board meeting to be scheduled July 15th at 6:30 p.m. And it's also the direction of the board to reach out to Palm Beach County, Mr. Links, to find out the projections for the zoning for the Westlake area, as well as to provide information as to, for the parents or new residents coming in. Mr. Link, I'm sorry, I said Link, it's Link, L-I-N-K. My apologies.
Mhm. There being no further business comments or discussion, this meeting is adjourned at 7:09 PM. Thank you.
like I need to do that every time I see a journey.
We need to get you that. Oh, you do have it. Yes.
It's a lot harder, but I'm gonna complain.